Are y'all tired? Or is it just me? Because I'm exhausted. Like, I'm really exhausted. And we finna talk about it. So first thing, if you don't know, my name is Alicia Haskett. I am a boudoir photographer. I created the first and only that I know of global boudoir registry for boudoir photographers, for Black boudoir photographers. That was a mouthful. I don't know why that. Anyway, and within that space, I started it in 2019 because I was a part of a very large Facebook group of, I think at the time it was like 9,000 maybe plus boudoir photographers, and there were no educators of the global majority. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, how's this possible? So I decided to create something that expanded into something that I was not even prepared for myself. And so now here we are, several years later. And with that being said, if you don't know, I am a major advocate for educators who look like me, but also educators who are educators who are culturally competent. And that means educators who are part of the global majority for boudoir photography. That is who I am. That is what I love to do. And I love to create spaces for educators like that. And also safe spaces for photographers who want to be a part of these communities that I am creating. Now, moving on. If you don't already know, conference season is coming up really quickly. And I am excited about that because conference season is a way for you to learn about anything and everything when it comes to photography. The challenge was, in years prior, boudoir really got regulated to like in the back, right? People didn't really want to see boudoir as something that people thought that they wanted to be a part of. But boudoir is, I feel, honestly, one of the fastest growing photography niches. And it is now getting its time, right? Sis is getting its time. I'm excited about that because I think it's important, especially on the national stages. It is important, the international stages too. It's important. Now, this is why I'm tired. This is why I'm exhausted, because I really believed that around 2 to 3 years ago, we were kind of done with this. And I say done with this in a way where people were starting to see that people of the global majority really had shit to say when it came to education and photography. And that is not where we are right now. So we're going to talk about it. Boudoir is coming out of the wings and is like, I'm here. Like, see me. I see you, you see me, we see each other. So now you have to understand that I am here and I'm going to be here. I'm that girl. But there is a conference that's coming up, and it's a little disheartening because when I looked at the educators, I didn't see any that were part of the global majority. There are so many talented, diverse photographers that could have been on that stage who have been doing the work and are ready to shine. And I understand the business side of conferences. I do. I get it. You want to make sure that you are getting the big names who are going to bring people in. But I also understand that there has to be a point where we have to think about innovation and representation in the photography space, especially if we are capturing people of the global majority. You have to not just represent us in the ads that are being run because the models are a part of the global majority. Like, we got to do better. We have to do better. So this is not a call out. This is a call in. This is, hey, there's something wrong here and we need to have a conversation about it. There are people, myself included, who can give you a list of names, a list of educators who, as I said, have been doing the work. I can give you 5 right now, probably 6 off the top of my head, right? We have Kayla, we have Kiati, we have Brianne, Lysandra, we have Margot, hold on, I'm getting it. The Artenogen, and I know I probably said that wrong, my bad, brother, but you know where my heart is, you know where my heart is. And these 6 people have been doing the work. Like, they haven't been quiet. And to now show that we don't have that representation on such a large stage doesn't make sense to me, right? And I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of people based on the messages that I have received and the comments that have been put under the posts that I wrote up. Crazy to me because these photographers that I listed are innovative. They are creating whimsical work. They are creating work that is going to stand the test of time. And I'm not saying that the photographers that are educators on this platform that are going to be at this conference are not. That is not what I'm saying. I believe, and I've always believed, that there is space for all of us, but you have to be open to saying, yes, we need to have more people of the global majority to be a part of this. All voices need to be heard if we are taking pictures of all people. That's just what I'm saying. I believe that we must and can do better. And I'm doing this video for reasons. One, because I care deeply about the boudoir community. I care deeply about the Black boudoir community that I run as well, because I know how hard it is, not just to be a boudoir photographer, but to run a business, right? And I also believe that this industry needs to say to those photographers, like, I see you, I'm going to create a safe space for you, and I want you to learn from people who also look like you. As I said, culturally competent photographers and educators. Boudoir is about empowerment. It is about authenticity. It is about confidence. And it's also about courage. As a photographer, as an advocate for other photographers, we have to have the courage to say something about this is just not right. And so, as I said before, this is not a call out. This is a call in to say, hey, what needs to be done in order to make sure this doesn't happen again year after year after year, especially when boudoir is now on the main stage. How can we show that boudoir is for all people? I cannot tell you the number of times that having an Instagram page called Boudoir for Black Women, I have people, random women, who will send me messages and say, I didn't even know this was available to us because I didn't really see anybody that looks like me taking pictures. So I didn't know that this was possible. And that can't just be for people who look like me. That has to be for all people of the global majority. And that also has to go to the educators. I didn't realize that I could be an educator in boudoir because I don't see other educators that look like me. With all that being said, I am always a part of the solution. I never want to be a part of the problem and keep talking about it ad nauseum. That doesn't do anything. And so I am going to be hosting around 4 to 5 people in a cohort, right? It's going to be a mini boot camp. If you don't know, I am a speaker, a keynote speaker. I'm also an educator. I was an elementary educator into middle school educator for 10 years, right? And so I understand how to create engaging and informative workshops. And if you don't believe me, you can go to my website and I will put the link somewhere below so you can see it in the comments. You can see the praise that I have received for not only creating a safe space, for also breaking down information into pieces where each person was able to grasp that information. It's not enough just to say, hey, I can do this. I can show you how to do it, but are you able to reach people on every level of their understanding? So I am going to be doing a mini boot camp. And again, this is going to be a way for you to understand, like, hey, if I want to really be on these education streets out here, I want to be the best of the best. I want to be able to meet everyone where they are. So when they leave from me, not only do I get a testimonial that talks about how well the class was run, but I also get a testimonial about how safe they felt in my class. And I also would be able to say, hey, this is what I'm going to use when I go home because it was just that easy to follow along with this educator. That is what I'm going to give you. That is what I'm going to teach you. So mini boot camp, I'm going to put the link for you to say, hey, I want to be a part of this. Again, I'm only taking 4 or 5 people because I ain't got the time, right? That's my capacity right now. I'm going to be doing a information session, virtual information session. So if you have questions about it, on October 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are not signed up for our newsletter, what are you doing? That newsletter, one, gives you access to grants. We also did jobs on there as well. Anything that we find that is, and I say we, I'm talking about me right now. Anything that I find that I feel like is relevant to our community goes on that newsletter. it is important that you sign up for it, because there are going to be things that are coming at you fast, and we're not going to be putting that on Facebook, because Facebook has a massive problem with getting information out to people. And again, we need to do better, and we can do better. I believe in our community. I believe in the work that we are doing, and I want you to be a part of that. If not as an educator, but as someone who can advocate for others.